Hi crypto fans, welcome to CCS Cryptocurrency State. My name is Santiago, I'm a web developer and investor, and in today's video we are going to review the Bitcoin price action and how is the crypto market in general. We are going to check Bitcoin price in weekly candles, daily candles, and we are going to see my comparison table with some indicators between the weekly and the daily time frame to see how the market has been changed on the last week. Before we begin, please like the video, subscribe to the channel and click the bell to get the notifications. And without anything else, let's go into it. Hey guys, well, let's start with the big picture first. Here on the weekly time frame, we have some good news. We're starting to see some bullishness on the weekly chart. Basically, the main thing is that last week we recovered the position above the 50 weekly moving average. 2 weeks ago we closed it below, and last week we started below the 50, and that was a bad thing. We could see that in our chart here. The last week, the weekly time frame, the 50 moving average was bearish because we were below this indicator. But during the last week we recovered it and we closed it the last Sunday with this above the 50 weekly moving average, and that is super bullish because this was a really bad area of support. Each time that we have been below the 50 weekly moving average actually was in bear markets or very big dumps. So even the dump that we have on May and June and July didn't went below. Yes, closed one candle here almost in the line. We were below in the candle here, but just on the week, but we recovered it, and from there we recovered also the 21. In this case, something similar happened, but if you see the history of the weekly charts, you will see that we always went below the 50 weekly moving average in a bear market or very big downtrends. So for me it was super important, and I mentioned that in my last videos, to keep the price action above the 50. These kind of things are okay. You can close it a candle below it, but you recover in the next one. We don't consider this to be below the 50. To be below the 50, we will need this candle also the price action starting and close it below, but it's not what happened. So this last close week was very bullish because we recovered that price, and we are again like this the week between the 50 and the 21. So we are best the last week, but we are still in danger zone. We need also to recover the 21. In any bull market, you are above the 21 weekly moving average, and that is not the exception here. We need to recover that in order to have a continuation pattern like we have here, and all the way here during 2020-2021. So that is mandatory. If you are below the 21, you are still in danger zone. And again, we need to close this week above the 21 for sure, because if not, we are going to go below the 50 again, and that is the more danger zone. In this video, I am adding this indicator, oscillator, which marks overbought and oversold territories. This is the true strength index, different from the relative strength index and from the stochastic RSI. This indicator is easy to read also. If we are with the blue line above the red one, that is bullish. If not, that is bearish. And you can see here that using it in a weekly time frame has been quite equal. You can see here that in 2020 crossed bullish here. The blue line is above the red one. At this point, almost touching the red one, but continuing. And we have the bearish cross here at the top of the last levels at $60,000. From there we cross it bearish, and that is what's happening. And you can see that we crossed bearish actually here many weeks before we have this dump. So that is super extraordinary for this indicator. Then we cross bullish here on the second week here, and from there we continue the bullish trend. Actually, in this downtrend that we have here, we didn't cross it, and we started to cross bearish again on this dump, and still right now we are bearish. So you can see how this only crossed a couple of times in 1 year. So being in a downtrend cross here is still super relevant. So according to this indicator, we are bearish on the true strike index. The MACD continually being bearish on the weekly. The stochastic RSI is battling with this line of support and resistance area. Was previous support, resistance, support in the previous month. And right now we are almost acting here as resistance. So we need to break this 51, 52 in order to break that trend. Money flow index a little bullish here, but actually it's neutral. So looking at the weekly time frame, we changed this trend from bearish to bullish, which is super important, the 50 moving average. And most of the other indicators are the same than last week, except the TD sequential, which changed it from bearish to bullish. You can see in the TD sequential we already hit a 1 in green, which is a bullish trend. We have been in the last weeks bearish, but this bearish trend has been cut off already and we print a 1. This doesn't mean that we need exactly to have a continuation pattern. We need at least a 1 to 3 to see if that could continue. Like you have here from 1 to 6, 1 to 7, but here you have a 1 which is green, but immediately we started the bearish trend again. So we need to see this week maintain the 1 and hit a 2 at least for next week. But this is a pattern that in weekly time frame has been changed from bearish last week to bullish this week. So this is super great. Most of the rest patterns are continuing neutral, slightly bullish, the stochastic RSI. That is only because we crossed it bullish, but we still are not below 20 with the cross. So we are still not bullish. You can see here that when we cross actually below 20 with significant uptrend, that is super bullish. That happened here when we went from July dump into the next all-time high here. So that needs to happen, but right now I don't see too much bullishness here on this cross. This could be actually a fake out on the weekly. We need this red line to also start going up, and the blue line needs a really blue up top, similar like we have here. Right now this could turn into a fake out, like it was here or here or here. So we need to wait until we are about 20 to say that this indicator is bullish. If you want to make money while you're holding your crypto, then I recommend you to use an automation platform. This is bitscap.com, where you can trade with bots automatically while you're holding your crypto. I did 2 videos 2 months ago on how to configure Bitscap and how to configure everything for your bots. So in that video I explained in almost 30 minutes how to configure each thing of the platform, and with this video you will be able to start trading with the bot 24 hours. Even if you are sleeping, you will be making money with this, and this works really good also in the downtrend. So right now it's a very good opportunity to use this platform. If you go and register with my affiliate link, you help the channel, but you also get 2 weeks free of this platform with a premium account. The premium account costs $150, so you will have it free for 2 weeks, so you can test it and see how it works. In a daily time frame, we also have some good news here. We have been with this pump from 46 to 52. We have recovered here the 200 daily moving average. Last week we were here below the 200, and that is also a super bearish trend. We are always below the 200 when we are in a dump or in a bear market. So losing that structure, it was significant, but we recovered it already from there. So being above the 200 is also bullish, and that also changed it from last week to this week. So in the daily time frame, we have this bullish indicator again. These two have been bearish last week. Now they are bullish, so it's great. And the rest of the indicators are very similar, almost all of them. In the daily RSI, we are hitting with this point of support and resistance area. Now is resistance again. The MACD is still bullish, but you can see here that we print a more light green histographic here, so that is a meaning that we could start losing the momentum here, like you can see here. We don't want that. We want to move again into a solid green, but still we are bullish. Stochastic RSI already crossed it here, but it still could have fake outs. We need to go with this cross below 80 to say that this is actually bearish. Money flow index is going up. You can see higher highs, higher lows, but it still is neutral because it's at 60. We need to go above 80 to consider this super bullish. So right now this is very similar to last week. MACD bullish. Many of the other indicators remain bearish. The TD sequential. The alligator changed it. It was bearish. Now it's slightly bullish. You can see here how the green line has been crossing the red one, and it's almost to cross the blue one. Last week we were completely bearish here, but right now we are seeing slightly recuperation on the daily alligator, and that could bring us to a pump like this one. So let's hope that happens. But it's important that in the next days cross this green line above the blue one, and then the red one above the blue one. We need green, red and blue to be bullish here, but this is a change from last week, so we are a little bullish there on the alligator in the daily candles. So some bearish things have been moved to slightly bullish. Also the 4 exponential moving average has been changed from bearish to slightly bullish. So a little of bullishness has been appearing in the daily time frame, and that was also translated into the weekly time frame. So overall last week was a little bullish. Many indicators remain the same, so not much change to comment here. And the new thing here for me this video, and it's not here on these indicators, is this true strength indicator oscillator that you can see here has been predicting here correctly a pump from these levels in the daily candle from 30th of September to October, creating these all-time highs. And from here we have a bearish cross that didn't cross again bullish here, even if we have a higher high. So that means that this indicator works really well. And from there all the bearishness until we have this cross. So this is an important cross, the one they have a couple of days ago, because the last one was here in September, and from there we recovered a lot. So maybe this is a good indicator to pay attention, the true strength index, to see some bullishness on daily time frame. Besides these two indicators here, you have this line, which is the 0 line. Of course, to confirm being bullish, we need to be above this. But this cross is already bullish enough to be a little happy about this indicator. But for confirmation, we need to continue this bullishness above the 0 line. So right now, this is a slight indicator that is bullish, but we need to wait a little of progress here. That will be all for this video, guys. Remember, before we leave, like the video, subscribe to the channel and click the bell to get the notifications. I'm still overall a little bearish in the market, not so bullish. Even if this week we have a kind of good recoveries, mainly the 50 weekly moving average and the 200 daily moving average have been super good for recover, but still we are in the danger zone. In the bigger schema, in weekly time frame, you can see here that we have this low on July, and we didn't create a lower low here. We have this low, a higher high, higher low, higher high, and this downtrend that we have here is higher than this one. So from now, this is a higher low also, so 1, 2 and 3. So in this term from July, we are in an uptrend in the weekly channel. That is still super bullish. If we break the $40,000, then we are breaking a structure. You can see that with a simple line here, and actually more than a line is a zone. So if we break this structure on the weekly candle, we go below 40, then we can see really big issues, because from 40 we can go directly to 30, like happened here in June and July, and that could be the catastrophic bear market for Bitcoin. If we go below 40, then we are in trouble. That will be all for this video, guys. Remember, before believe, like the video, subscribe to the channel and click the bell to get the notifications, and I will see you tomorrow with a new video. Bye.